welcome to the Danny Miner Daily Show. I am back. I am back from Florida, Fort Myers. I was on the Be Great podcast, and it was awesome. It was awesome. I meant it. I got to meet Bruce, his booker. I got to meet Conservative Ant and his partner. It was awesome. It was great to see them guys. They were awesome. They welcomed me with open arms. And folks, go watch the Be Great podcast because we were on fire. We were on fire. I'm going to have more haters, but we were on fire at the Be Great podcast. So go watch it. But I am back now, so the Danny Miner Daily Show will continue daily. I was just too busy while I was out in Florida, guys. I apologize. But go over. He put one clip up so far to Be Great podcast, but you're going to love the entire thing. I promise you. That one clip is pushing 30 to 40,000 views already, folks. And it's all about our friend, Don Lemon. But today, folks, we got even a bigger show. But I want to start it out with the missing woman, Savannah Guntry's mother. What is going on in Tucson, Arizona, folks? And this is what we know so far. She had her pacemaker was set up to, I guess, her Apple Watch. So we know at 2 o'clock in the morning, that stopped. It stopped connecting. So she must have been kidnapped at 2 o'clock in the morning. They are saying they found DNA of hers in the house. What would they find? It's going to be blood, folks. I don't know why the sheriff is not saying a lot of things, but my guess and what is being said on the internet, rumor is that it was blood of the mother found. Okay? That's what we know so far. Happened at 2 o'clock in the morning. We also know that the mother was fine mentally. Totally fine mentally, no dementia, no nothing. But she did have some physical limitations. We also know she's on medication that she has to take daily. Okay? That's also what we know so far. But other than that, the police are being mum. TMZ has came out and said they received a ransom letter. And what TMZ said is, in the ransom letter, they knew stuff that was going on in the house. So now they know it had to be the kidnapper or kidnappers. My guess, folks, just the way this went down, it's going to be kidnappers. I don't think this is one person. Do you? One person I just don't believe will get this lady out of the house with physical limitations. I just don't. I will be shocked if this is one person. So, folks, I think this is going to be multiple kidnappers. The other question is, folks, why would somebody kidnap an 84-year-old woman? Why? And folks, TMZ saying they want a lot of money of Bitcoin. They want the ransom paid in Bitcoin, which is another thing that's strange, folks. I don't know, folks. This is really, really weird, this case, from the beginning to the end. Trump has came out and said he will even send more FBI agents there to help. Trump said Savannah's always been good to him, was always respectful. He will send more FBI agents out there. And Trump said this is absolutely horrible. So, folks, I watched the sheriff's press conference tonight, and he's so mum. Like they said to him, is it one kidnapper or a couple kidnappers? And he's like, we have no idea. We have no idea. I think the sheriff's saying this stuff because he does have an idea, but something was said in that ransom note that they can't give all the details. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking these people said that they can't show pictures of them or something because it's weird the way the sheriff acted. So I'm thinking the sheriff's acting like that and not giving a lot of information out because of the ransom note. That's what I'm thinking, folks. And TMZ said they sent the ransom note right over to authorities. So, folks, let me give you my opinion. I was a detective for 14 years, right? I was a cop 27. My last 3 years, I was in charge of our detective division, okay? So I was in charge of the detective division. My feeling here is it's always going to be family or friends. So you have to clear them first. You have to clear them first. Then I would look into, did she have an enemy because of the Today Show? Was she doing something controversial lately, or it could be in the past? People seek revenge years later, months later. Did she do something controversial? Did she interview somebody controversial? Did something like that happen through her career the last couple of years? And I would look at them things. So that's a possibility. But the first thing you got to look at is family and friends. And I'll be honest with you, folks, I'm at a loss for words with this one. I need more information too. This is very weird. And the other thing, and you correct me if I'm wrong, why aren't we seeing pictures of these guys? Yes, they said a Ring camera was taken off her door. I'm sure she had other cameras. Everybody does. What about neighbors' cameras? What about businesses' cameras? Because we always get a view of the car leaving the scene or coming to the scene. Everybody has cameras now, folks. Everybody. So for me not to see a picture yet, a picture of anything, like a briefing of the car, them walking in the house, is weird to me. And I know you think it is too. Why are we not seeing pictures? Something's not right, folks. It really isn't. Guys, if you have any questions, bring them up. Let me bring up Rumble up on my computer so I can see if you guys have any questions. But folks, that's my feeling. You got to ask yourself why. Why are we not seeing pictures? Guys, am I right or am I totally off base here? You would think we would see some kind of pictures. Everybody has cameras now. Everybody. So how do we not have pictures? To me, that's strange. It's just strange to me. And also, if you watched the sheriff tonight, I got it up if you guys have any questions, guys. Okay. Any questions, let me know. But the sheriff today, if you watched him, he was very strange too. He was vague. And he kind of was like, I don't know. There could be, I don't know how many people. Come on. You have an older woman, 84 years old, with physical limitations. Physical limitations. Not one person's going to do this. So the sheriff's saying he should have said, what we know, my guess is there's got to be multiple kidnappers. Because to me, there has to be. This has to be an organization. This isn't going to be one kidnapper. If this is one person, I will be shocked. Now, have I been wrong before? Of course I've been wrong before. But folks, this to me, multiple kidnappers. And folks, this is going to be somebody that she had some kind of association with. Family, friends, or somebody she interviewed, Savannah, throughout her career. Because like I said, people take a long time. It's not like the interview could have been last week and they take revenge on her now. This interview could happen 2 years ago. Somebody hated her for that and did this. That's my guess because nothing else makes sense. Why would somebody break into Savannah Guthrie's mother's house and kidnap her? It don't even make sense, folks. It really doesn't. And like I said, for the chief, the sheriff that did the interview, not to say they found blood and say they found DNA. We found DNA of the mother. Of course you found DNA of the mother. The mother lives there. Her DNA is all over the house. Why can't he just say it was blood? We all know it was blood. Some of the news places are already saying it blood. So why didn't the sheriff say it was blood? Why didn't the sheriff say it was multiple kidnappers? And it takes me right back to that ransom note. Something with that ransom note, folks, is making him not say something. Listen, we all watch TV, right? Don't do this, don't do that, or we'll do this, right? Don't do this, do that, or we'll do this. So is there something in that ransom note saying if you show a picture, if you show something of anything, okay, we're going to unalive her. We're going to kill her. Could that be in the ransom note? Because to me, it has to be. Why isn't the sheriff telling us anything? No pictures. Won't tell us there's blood in the house, right? There's got to be pictures. There's got to be, folks. So to me, this case is very, very, very strange. Like, very strange. Okay, one of the questions in the comments, they probably don't want people to give up hope and keep pushing the story. I agree with that. I agree with that. They do want people to keep pushing the story. So they probably do. But folks, listen, if they're going to pay a ransom, they're going to say they want to make sure that lady's okay. Somehow. They're going to make sure that lady's okay. And they're going to stall these guys. They're going to say, oh, we can't do that. It's going to take us a while to get Bitcoin. We're going to have to do this. We're going to have to do that. You know what I mean? So they'll stall them a little bit. And the stall tactic is to get more information. To get more information of where these guys are. Okay? And folks, why? Here's the other thing that I didn't even mention, but you guys got to think about it. Why TMZ? Why did the ransom note go to TMZ? Why? Why not Fox News, CNN, MS, ABC News, CBS News? YTMZ. And I'm going to tell you this. Because the ransom note went to TMZ, I'm thinking it's a younger person. Because an older person's not gonna watch TMZ. They just don't. So I'm thinking you're looking at a person 25 to 40. That's my guess. Why would they send that to TMZ? So you got to look at the whole circumstances. The ransom note going to TMZ. No pictures, no camera. The sheriff doesn't want to mention that there's blood in the house. Folks, the police know a lot more than we know. I will guarantee you the police know a lot more than we know. Okay, Tommy's in the comments, folks. This is one wacky press conference. And what they have to report, nothing adding up. Why does TMZ always get the tips? I agree with you. The press conference was weird. The sheriff was unprofessional. Honestly, it was a weird press conference. To me, I watched and I was thinking to myself, this is just strange. Like, the sheriff was like, I have no idea how many people there were. What? You're supposed to say indications to me, as I see it, there's probably multiple kidnappers. We could be wrong, but there's probably multiple kidnappers. How do you abduct an 84-year-old lady, get her in a car that has limitations walking by? I just don't see it. I don't see it, folks. I don't. And why was there blood in the house? Why do we not have pictures? Like Tommy said, this is the weirdest case I've ever seen. And I believe this is going to get weirder before we find anything out. I believe this is even going to get weirder. And then, like we said, why her mother? Why Savannah's mother? And like I said, as a detective, I'm going back 3 to 5 years and looking at everybody she interviewed. I'm bringing her in and say, Savannah, did you have an argument with somebody? Did you do a high-profile case? Was there something that pissed somebody off? One of your news stories, something. You gotta look into that. She's a high-profile person. She's on the news. Everybody knows her. So you definitely gotta look that she's the reason for it. I'm sorry to say that, but as a cop, as a detective, you gotta think Savannah is the reason her mom was abducted because she's the whole she's a celebrity in the family. Okay, she does the news, and maybe somebody took offense to something she did. Okay, and then but the number one thing is family and friends. You always have to look at them. And I'm going to tell you this: as a detective, as a cop, when a person is murdered, it's usually by a person they know. They know. The guy in the bushes, the scary boogeyman in the bushes, the guy hiding there to kill you, that don't happen, folks. 90% of the time, the person knows who's murdered them. It's a friend, a family, acquaintance. There's no boogeyman hiding in the bushes. It's not a scary movie. Okay? So cops look at family and friends first because that's usually who it is. Think about all the cases. You watch Dateline, it's always a family or friend. The killer coming in the house and killing people are very far and few between. We did have Koberger, but when was the last time we had something else like that? When? I can't even remember. People are murdered by family and friends, folks. It's a sick thing, but that's true, and they always have to clear the family and friends first. So, folks, my guess, I'm going to keep everybody updated. If you're not following me on my other socials, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, go follow me there. I'm updating this case. I think I did 4 videos on this case already today, 2 yesterday. I have one at pushing 100,000. I have another one at 30,000. They're all going, folks, because this is a humongous, humongous case. Other than that, guys, I want to talk about two other things real quick. Let me get this up. The Oscars. Billie Eilish. I'm so sick of this brain dead girl. She is dumb. She's dumb with a capital D. We're on stolen land. 250 fucking years ago, this crybaby is still worried about stolen land. 250 years ago, because they want to look proud. Oh, look at me, we're on stolen land. They all clap for each other, and then these fuckers, they give each other awards. They're not happy with the $1 million they receive. They give each other awards. Oh, you're so great. Here's your award. Oh, you're so great. And they all had to go up there and say, oh, fuck guys. Even that Bad Bunny fuck, right? I'm so sick of these people. They're disgusting. Do you know CNN? Listen to this. CNN did a study. All these celebrities that supported Kamala, even Taylor Swift, hurt her election. Hurt her election. Did not help it at all. It actually, she lost like 20% of the independents, they said, just by having Taylor Swift endorse her. You know why? Everybody hates these celebrities anymore because of this shit. Everybody hates them. They hate celebrities. So celebrities are never going to help. And let me ask you this. You got to ask yourself, why is the country split 50-50, right? Democrats, we're always split like 50-50. Why is Hollywood pro-liberal? Pro-liberal. So you're telling me every celebrity that's been in a movie, that did comedy, did everything, they're all liberal? You got to think to yourself, why? And I'm going to tell you why. They can't be conservatives. If they come out as conservatives, they don't get any movies. Okay? They don't get anything anymore. You can't be a conservative in Hollywood. You have to drink the woke juice or you're getting jack shit. That's why 90% of them are liberal. And 10% of them come out and they never get acting jobs again. The girl from The Sopranos, okay? God, I can't think of her name right now. The girl that was killed on The Sopranos, the blonde girl, the Italian girl, I can't think of her name. But anyway, when she came out, as conservative, she didn't want to get the shot. She didn't want to do this. They blackballed her in Hollywood and she never got a job again. She was in everything. She was in Sons of Anarchy. Never got a job again because she's a conservative. Tim Allen lost his show because he was a conservative. They hate conservatives. These liberals are taking over Hollywood. So are 90% of them liberal? No. No. They do it because they won't get work unless they say they're liberal. And here's another thing. Jelly Roll came out and said, Jesus help me, Jesus did this. You should have saw the old biddies, the old battle axe. That's what I said. I said what I said. Battle axe. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Okay, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Them old women, the 60-year-old women that are liberals over the hill, like they love this. They have the big glasses on. They're pink, they're purple, they're yellow. They look crazy. They cut their hair. They look like men. Okay, let's just do that. Okay, the 60-year-old women that look like men. Okay, now you know who I'm talking about. Okay, they were on TikTok today ripping Jelly Roll because he talked about Jesus. We don't care about your Jesus. We don't care about your Bible. Like they're so offended by it, these women. Okay, I look at them and I think, what the hell happened to you, man? First of all, I know one thing that happened. You ate too many cookies and you drink too much soda. That's visually. We see that. But other than that, what happened to you? What happened to you? That you hate all men, because they do. They hate all men, these women. And I don't know, these liberal women, they hate us. They truly hate white men. They can't stand us. Okay? You gotta ask yourself, we need a movie. What happened to the women? That should be the title of the movie. What happened to these women? Because it's insane. They shave their heads real short. They dye their hair. They get big fucking glasses. And they look crazy. Okay? You know it, I know it. We all know it. We see it. Okay? So don't look shocked. Okay? And don't look shocked that I'm saying this because I'm Danny Miner. I say this with no fear. You should see what I did on the Be Great podcast. There was no fear. Absolutely no fear. Now listen, one last thing. Okay, we talked about all that. Okay? Don Lemon. He came out even brazen more. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be even more outspoken. Then he went all dolled up to the Oscars. Oh, Don! Oh, Don! Oh, Don! They had to all clap for him like he was something fucking special. This dude, he doesn't realize, guys, look what he could go to. He's going to go to jail. It's going to be great. And this is how he's going to go to jail. I said this before. Okay, somebody asked me this. I'm going to tell you. The reason the government has 95, 96% conviction rate is because they scare people into pleading guilty. They all do it. And even the state does this. They're going to go to Don Lemon and say, you're going to have to do a year. or maybe 6 months. Okay, because they're going to want Don to go to jail. So they're going to say 6 months to a year. And he's going to say, no fucking way, let's go to trial. And they're going to say, oh, yeah? Well, if you go to trial and you lose, you're doing 5 to 7. So Don's going to think, do I want 6 months or do I want 5 to 7? Do I think my lawyer's that good that I'm going to risk 7 years of my life? Okay? And that's how they get people to plead guilty. So Don's going to think, fuck, I'll just do the 6 months to a year. Mark my words, that's going to happen. And to the Rumble people that just started following me, because again, I'm only on Rumble a month. Okay, I'm brand new here. On my TikTok platform, where I have 500,000 followers, the Idaho case 2 years ago, I said Bryan Kohberger would plead guilty, and everyone thought I was insane. I said 2 years ago, Bryan Kohberger would plead guilty. And I'm telling you right now, Don Lemon, I'm going to say 95% chance, Don Lemon is going to plead guilty because they're going to give him a deal and he's going to think, months in jail or 7 years in jail or 5 years in jail or 4 years in jail. 6 months, 4 years. 6 months, 5 years. What are you taking? What are you taking? And guys, I'm going to tell you again, he's going to be convicted. He bought them breakfast. He brought them coffee. He brought them everything. He was not a journalist. He was an activist. And then afterwards, he gets on TV and says, them people are entitled white supremacists. What journalist does that? Huh? He was supposed to be there watching what was going on. And the people that were abused, he called white supremacists. Folks, he's going to be convicted. He's going to be convicted, and he's acting like a big smartass. You know what I would do if I was the government? We are going to trial. Put a jury in the fucking box, Don. Let's put your ass in jail for 5 to 7 years. Let's do that. And folks, people are in my comments, he's not going to go to jail for years. Folks, under the Biden administration, underneath the FACE Act, okay? The FACE Act, we had women praying in front of an abortion clinic. And they got years and years in jail under the FACE Act. They were just praying. Don interrupted a service. What do you think's going to happen? You can think I'm crazy all you want, but I'm telling you the facts. I'm telling you the facts. Guys, I also want to thank you guys. I made 150,000 followers on Instagram. Thank you so much. I'm at 145,000 on Facebook. Go over and follow me. I'm Danny Miner on them 2 platforms. You could also follow my podcast, The Miner Details, on Facebook. Follow me here because I do post here a lot, but I'm new here, and I'm also on TikTok. And it looks like TikTok's back, guys. I don't know if any of you are creators, but I posted yesterday. I have one at 85,000. I have one at 30,000. I have one at 25,000. So it looks like TikTok is back. Okay? So let's see if we'll have anything. He'll be out in 5.5 months on Good Be. Yes. Tommy's right. Tommy is totally right. That is what's going to happen. They're gonna plead him guilty, and he's gonna plead guilty to 6 months in jail. I'm telling you right now, with Trump in office and the people, there's no way he's getting probation. No way. They're gonna make him do some kind of jail time. That's my guess. Thank you, guys. I love you all. Go watch me on the Be Great podcast. Thank you to Conservative Ant and Bruce and his booker and Conservative Ant's husband. It was great. Thank you guys for accepting me. Love you guys all. See you all tomorrow.